Well, it really said something when you get swept by a team like the Cubs. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies at Zoom Media Cheer Cap this afternoon's given to the Phillies and the Chicago Cubs as the Phillies lose 4-3 to the Cubs, get swept out of this three-game series. Just absolutely unacceptable. Now, guys, before getting into this video, please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn the notification bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get it. So we are swept after coming back from the All-Star break. Swept by a team that was coming in 22 games under 500. 22 games under 500. I am tired of Danny Gabrowski going cheap on this pitching staff and not going out and getting another starter. I am tired of seeing Bailey Falter get the start every 5 days. I'm tired of this opener. I'm tired of it. Tired of it. It was big of the scoring summary here in the top of the third inning. Former Washington National, the 2019 World Series Championship, Yan Gomes, homers on a fly ball to left field. His fourth of the season, a solo shot, 1-0 Chicago. So here you go. I mean, you got this lousy Chicago Cubs team coming in, looking for the sweep, and now they take a 1-0 lead. So off of Bailey Falter. So not a very good start. Didn't pick it up here in the same inning. Christopher Morrow, guys, has absolutely killed this team this whole series. I mean, this is just, I mean, these guys, I mean, I'm not really going to say anything like too harsh, but these guys aren't anything special, and you're letting these guys just absolutely tear you apart. I don't understand it as he doubles on a ground ball to left field. Nelson Velasquez comes around to score as the Cubs now tack on another one, now a 2-0 ball game. They're scoring runs in this series. I have no problem taking advantage of our, weak points in our pitching staff, our terrible defense. They don't seem to have a problem with that, but we can't really seem to do that too much, right? We don't really do that. Now picking up here in the top of the fourth inning, he does it again as the ex-national Yan Gomes homers on a fly ball to left field once again. A second in the ball game, fifth on the year overall. 3-0 Chicago. So there you go. I mean, Bailey Falter allows another one. Now we pick it up here in the same inning. Nelson Velasquez homers on a fly ball to left field. His fifth of the season. 4-0 Cubs. I mean, all these home runs. I mean, we're just getting absolutely just torn apart. So another home run off of Bailey Falter. 3 on the day. Velasquez fifth of the season. Bailey Falter does it again. Now we pick it up here in the bottom of the fifth inning. The Phillies going to board as Alec Bohm singles in a ground ball to left field. Bryson Stott comes around to score as the Phillies going to board now a 4-1 ball game. So Alec Bohm delivering the first RBI of the ball game. He had a 3-8. One of the few guys that actually wanted to show up and do something. Kyle Schwarber has been totally absent. I mean, of course, we all know that Nick Castellanos has been an absolute disaster. That's no secret. So we'll talk about the comments last night, but Kyle Schwarber, I mean, the past 2 weeks has just been an absolute disaster. I mean, he's hit a couple home runs. He's kind of spread them out a little bit, but overall, he has not been there. He hasn't really even been walking that much. We pick it up here in the bottom of the sixth inning. Rhys Hoskins singles on a ground ball to left field that deflected off of Horner over at short. Garrett Stubbs comes around to score as the Phillies now cut the lead in half. Now at 4-2 ball game. So at this point, I mean, it's only the bottom of the sixth inning. We cut the lead in half. This offense is actually showing some life. You think like, hey, I mean, maybe we can come back and at least tie this game. I mean, maybe they were actually giving you a little bit of hope. They're actually giving you a little bit of hope, but you should never have any hope with this team because they always will let you down. In the bottom of the eighth inning, Garrett Stubbs, the backup catcher, almost on a fly ball to right field, his fourth of the season, continues to have really just an impressive production behind the plate as the backup catcher. It's really been something to see as it gets the Phillies now just down by 1, a 4-3 ball game. Good for Garrett Stubbs. Good for Garrett Stubbs, as that would be your final 4-3 Chicago, as the Phillies only hit 3 home runs against the Chicago Cubs team in this year. 3. Of course, 2 of them came in that blowout the first night on Friday night with Schwartz and Long Ball Hall, and then this one is from our backup catcher. What a disastrous job at hitting this Cubs pitching staff. Matt Viewing got the start early on spot, and he did nothing. Kyle Schwarber, I mean, continues to do nothing. So he got to start out of the 2-hole and went down on strikes once. The 2 of 5 average now an 812 OPS. I mean, the average is free falling, the OPS is free falling. If you all remember, his OPS was nearing 900. It was nearing 900 at one point, and now it's now just barely floating above 800. He is just he's really been on an absolute downfall. It's really a shame. I mean, maybe downfall is a little dramatic, but he has not been productive. He has not been productive any way you want to look at it. So I'm very disappointed in that. He will get out of this, but I mean, this has not been a good stretch for him. And Rhys Hoskins 2 knocks, the RBI single to cut the lead in half at that point. A 244 average now for Reese as the OPS sits at 810. I mean, so just a couple points lower than Kyle Schwarber's. And Derek Hall gets a start out of the cleanout spot, and he goes hitless and strikes out twice. Nick Castellanos, I'm certainly looking forward to talking about this. He was able to collect a knock today, but you heard the comments last night. I mean, NBC Sports Philly reporter Jim Salisbury asking Nick Castellanos, did you hear the boos? And he said, no, I lost my hearing. That's a stupid question. That's a stupid question. And he said, well, that's a stupid question. You should be prepared to answer. And they just kept going at it. Of course, the security guy, I guess it was like the media guy, said, all right, he answered the question, they had to separate him. But my thoughts on this, well, first of all, I do feel like that was a little bit of an unprofessional response. I think he could have been a little more polished than that. We all know that this guy definitely has an edge to him. He's definitely got an attitude. I mean, there's no question about that. But that was a stupid question. I mean, of course he heard the boos. You don't need to keep reminding him of it. Though he's been an absolute disaster. He knows it. Jim Salisbury knows it. But it's not a productive question to ask. It's just it's a rhetorical question. As Nick said, I mean, he even said it. He said it's a rhetorical question, and it's a stupid question. And that was a good way to put it. When I first saw it, I was really, really ticked off at Nick Castellanos, but now I thought more about it. I do think that was a really stupid question, but I don't think it warranted that response. I do think that he was a little over the top. I mean, he didn't say anything too out of line, but you don't need to ask a question like that. I mean, of course he heard the boos. I mean, that's a very rhetorical question. So Nick Castellanos did kind of have a little altercation with Jim Salisbury last night. So he also went down strikes twice today. Of course, he's not doing anything at the plate. And Bryson Stott, 1 knock today as he gets to start at second. A 190 average now. It just keeps getting higher and higher and higher, slowly but surely. He's also able to draw a walk, a 574 OPS over his last 7 games, hitting 292 with a 370 on base percentage, 676 slugging percentage. So an OPS over 900 the past week. So this guy has just been great. It's like the Toronto series. So he has just been wonderful. So hopefully he can keep that up. And Alec Bohm, 3 knocks this afternoon. The RBI single to get the Phillies on the board. A 282 average now. I mean, it just keeps going up and up and up. 707 OPS. So the OPS definitely needs some work there. I mean, he has a career 713 OPS. This is a guy that does not hit home runs. This is a guy that usually does not really rank up those extra base hits. So it's not really anything too surprising. But Diego Gregorius gets to start at short, and of course he goes hitless. I mean, I just can't wait for this guy's contract to be up. I mean, this guy is just an absolute disaster. He has 1 home run, almost 180 at-bats. So that's pretty pathetic, if you ask me. I mean, I think we all know, and of course he was hurt. I mean, he's always hurt. He's always something. There's always something wrong with this guy. So he is 100% gone. So I just can't wait for this contract to be up. And Garrett Stubbs is the backup catcher, batting 9th, 2 knocks, the solo home run to right field. This guy certainly is not the problem. A 277 average in 65 ABs and an 876 OPS. I mean, our backup catcher is an 876 OPS. It's incredible. It really is incredible how good this guy's been. World's better than Andrew Knapp, of course. I think that just goes without saying. And Bailey Falter, 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all 4 earned, 2 walks, and 5 strikeouts, a 5.18 ERA. I'm tired of it. It just reminds me of the cheap, nickel and diming, the rotation. It kind of reminds me of like the Matt Moore, Vince Velasquez type. With this whole, opener every 5th day. This is just annoying. I'm tired of seeing it. And the thing is we've lost the first 2 games of the series. I think you maybe should have reconsidered and maybe should have started Noel today just to try to salvage this series, but instead they don't do that, and I definitely think that the outcome could have been different if they didn't do that. Of course, Falter allowed 3 home runs today. His stuff just isn't that good. It's no secret. And of course, he's looked good sometimes, but especially against the Nationals. I mean, they're a really bad team. Of course, he was good at Nationals Park, but the Phillies get swept at home. They have not been good at home this year for whatever reason. Why? This has definitely been a strange season in a lot of ways. That's for sure. Falter 0-3 on the year. He just didn't have it today. So I'm sick and tired of this guy getting to start every 5th day. For the opener. Nick Nelson, 2 innings, 1 hit. Also allowed a walk and struck out 2. A 3.83 ERA. Actually looked pretty good today. So after Bailey Falter, the rest of his pitching staff actually did his job pretty well. Corey Knebel, a solid 1-2-3, top of the 8th inning, and Jerry's Familia also pitches a pretty solid top of the 9th despite allowing a knock. I think the biggest thing you could take away from this Chicago Cubs series is the offense was just nowhere to be seen whatsoever. Whatsoever. And I think there's a glaring thing here. I mean, we miss the reigning NL MVP in Bryce Harper, right? He is not there, and it really is hurting right now. It's really hurting right now. Of course, if you did not hear, second baseman Jeet Segura is about to go on a rehab assignment next week, so he should be back. I mean, maybe a week or so before Harp is back, but should be a few more weeks until we hear about Harp's rehab assignment. But we're starting to kind of get these guys back a little bit. I mean, we need it. I mean, this offense is just asleep. I mean, our big man, Kyle Schwarber has gone asleep. This is definitely shaming. And it's great to see guys like Al Bohm step up and start to produce a little bit, but these are not big game changers in life. I mean, this is a guy that doesn't hit home runs, as I already mentioned before. He doesn't really, hit hardly any extra base hits. So it's not really a game changer. I like how they hit that Castellanos fifth today. I think you got to keep moving him down. Stop batting him. I mean, they batted him third way too much. I mean, I don't understand that. I mean, a guy was struggling so much, you just keep putting him in the same spot every day. How is that going to change anything? You got to mix something up, and something's not working. I'm saying you got to have like a Gabe Copper, 7 different lineups in 7 days. But you got to do something after a while when a guy's just been struggling so bad. So Rob Johnson finally switches it up a little bit and hits him fifth. I do like that a lot. I do like that a lot. So, I just am in disbelief. I mean, you're swept by the Cubs. You're swept by this Cubs team. You are swept by the Chicago Cubs, who went in 22 games under 500 as they are 38-57 now. So, of course, they actually get better since, leaving the bank. 7-5 the first pitch tomorrow against the Braves. I mean, you thought things couldn't get any worse. You could have went into this Braves series on a high note, and you could have at least won the series, and you can't even do that. You can't even do that. You just absolutely blew a great opportunity. So it sounds like this theme of this team over the last few years, it's getting very tiring. Year after year after year, just blow it up eventually. I mean, seriously. David Dombrowski doesn't know what in the world he's doing. He's used to being in all these big markets, and yes, I understand it. I mean, we talked about it before. When he was in Boston, win-ready team. Same thing happened when he was with the Florida Marlins. I mean, that was a team that was when he got there, that was still in a pretty good position to win. So he does not do a good job building up in the farm system, and that's how you win. I'd much rather be like the Washington Nationals for 2-3 seasons and then get good again. Like little cheap additions, and they're throwing all this money at these big power hitters, and we have no farm system. Not only are we trading great prospects, I mean, they're lousy prospects in a lot of ways too, because our scouts are just terrible. So this is a poorly run organization inside and out. Terrible. I'm very frustrated. I am very frustrated. Rage video here. First time in probably a while. But I definitely think there needs to be a little frustration shown here. So Max Fried gets to start tomorrow night for the Braves. 10-3. They 2.64 ERA going against Rangers. 7-5 of the 4.07 ERA. I'll be at the ball game tomorrow night, as well as Wednesday afternoon at 12:35. And of course, we got the Tuesday 7-5 start. Spencer Strider on the mound for the Atlanta Braves. I mean, this guy is certainly something special. 4-3 with a 3.03 ERA going against Aaron Nola. 6-7 with a 3.13 ERA and 12.35. Charlie Morton 5-4 with a 4.20 ERA going against a to be determined for the Phillies. Didn't do anything against former Phil Drew Smiley today. Not much for sure. So it's swept by the Cubs, and now the Atlanta Braves come to town. So we are not in a good position at all. So the Braves 1 game back from the New York Mets. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please don't get your bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check the social media link in the description section at Phillies Answer Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at Piazza Media. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me philliesAnswerMedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phil. 7-5. First pitch tomorrow night. I'll see you guys.